What's up guys, my name is Ace, and yesterday we had a few weapon balancing changes in CoD WW2, and some of these are actually quite noticeable and will change around the public match meta just a little bit, I think. So today we're just going to be going over all the details on this. First up, we have this Sten. Now the Sten got an adjustment to its rate of fire, and it does say it's a slight adjustment, but it is actually a very noticeable adjustment to its rate of fire. It went from 638 rounds per minute, which was slower than the Type 100, it was really on the slow side for the SMGs. And it's now bumped up to 666 rounds per minute, which is right in line with the STG. This is now very noticeably faster than the Type 100 as well, and it's still a very accurate gun, although it is noticeably less accurate than it used to be. For obvious reasons, they just adjusted the rate of fire and not the recoil values. But I would say it's still very easy to control and predict that recoil on average, and you're generally going to be quite accurate with the Sten like you've always been able to be. But now its time to kill is much more competitive, and if you pop rapid fire on there, it's got a very fast time to kill. So if you guys haven't tried the Sten since yesterday, give it a go and you just might find your new favorite SMG. Moving on to the next change, this is with the M2 Carbine, and this actually got a buff. I'm a little bit surprised by this. It got a rate of fire buff. Now keep in mind, the M2 Carbine is a 3-shot kill. It's very similar to the FG42 when it comes to its performance because it's a 3-shot kill and it's a full auto gun with a moderate fire rate, although the M2 Carbine, even before this buff, had a faster fire rate than the FG42 at 441 rounds per minute. Yesterday, they actually buffed this rate of fire, very surprisingly. I didn't expect this at all. It's now 462 rounds per minute, which is noticeably faster, and I think it was kind of unnecessary as well. But the M2 Carbine is noticeably better than it was yesterday, which actually scares me a little bit because it's going to be super melty. So give it a go, see if you like it. The one thing that at least keeps it in check is its magazine capacity, but it is a very melty gun. After that, we got another rate of fire buff, this time to the M1A1 Carbine. And with this, since it's a semi-auto, I couldn't really reliably hand test it, and we don't have the hard stats right now, so I don't have the exact numbers for you. But the previous rate of fire cap was 454 rounds per minute, and it is a little bit higher now. I have noticed that it does feel a bit faster, but like I said, I couldn't get you guys an accurate number, so that's the kind of thing where if you have a good trigger finger, try it out again, see how you feel about it. You might like it a little bit more than before this update. So finally, this brings us to the nerfs to the Type 38 Arasaka. This sniper rifle got a slight nerf to its aim down sight time, as well as a nerf to its fire rate. Starting it off with the aim down sight time, before this patch, the Type 38 had the fastest aim down sight time in the sniper rifle category. It would aim down sight about 2 frames faster than the Lee Enfield, which was previously the fastest before this was added. As a result, the Type 38 is excellent for quickscoping because you can get yourself aim down sight very quickly. In addition to that, you get aim assist all the time with the Type 38, and it has a decent one-shot kill area, which is anywhere from the upper chest and up, including anywhere in the arms. So like I said, that aim down sight time used to be 2 frames faster than the Lee Enfield. Now with this nerf, they just nerfed it by 1 frame, so it's just 1 frame faster than the Lee Enfield now, and it's right in line with the Carbine actually at 366 milliseconds. For the average player out there, they won't even notice this particular nerf at all, but for really experienced snipers, you can definitely feel that 1 frame difference when quickscoping. Now that's just the first nerf to the Type 38. The second nerf is a lot more noticeable. This is to your rechamber rate, or more simply put, your rate of fire with the Type 38. Before this nerf, the Type 38 had the fastest rate of fire out of any of the bolt-action sniper rifles in the game at 51 rounds per minute. It was just a little bit faster than the Lee Enfield. That has been nerfed all the way down to 45 rounds per minute, which is slower than the Kar 98, and really it's only faster than the M1903 Springfield at this point. So it went from being the fastest bolt action to one of the slowest bolt actions in the game. This nerf is going to be much more noticeable to anybody out there, even the average players using this gun. You'll definitely notice that the rechamber time is slower with the Type 38. So that's pretty much it. Another change that happened with this update is in the zombies modes, or the zombies multiplayer modes, so Horde Point, Relic of the Undead, and Infected. They've reduced the spawn rate of the Tesla gun, so it's not going to be quite as common as it was before. I think that's a good change. I feel like it was probably spammed a little too much in those modes. I haven't really played around with this to see just how much they nerfed it, but I am glad to see that they have nerfed that spawn rate for the Tesla gun. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's video. Definitely, I would say give that Sten a go. I think this is the biggest highlight of this update is the Sten. That was a pretty noticeable rate of fire buff, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy that gun if they previously didn't like it so much. So give it another go, see how you feel about that. Also, that Type 38 is noticeably weaker than it was before, mainly due to the rate of fire nerf, not so much to the aim down sight nerf, and I'm honestly okay with that. I feel like it was definitely the most powerful bolt action sniper rifle by a large margin before this update, and now it's a little bit more in line with where it should be. As always, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of these changes? Do you think they were good changes? Do you think there's other changes that need to be made that weren't made in this update? And if so, what are those changes that you'd like to see made? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.